The terrifying truth behind Mr. Cruel, Australia's most chilling unsolved mystery. Imagine a figure so sinister, so meticulous, that for years he haunted the streets of Melbourne, Australia. His name, Mr. Cruel, an unknown monster whose crimes still puzzle investigators to this day. This is the chilling story of one of Australia's most terrifying and mysterious criminals, the first crimes. In the late 1980s, Melbourne was gripped by fear. It was a time of heightened paranoia, as a mysterious figure stalked families in their own homes. The first confirmed crime occurred in August of 1987 in the suburb of Lower Plenty. A family's home was broken into at night. Mr. Cruel tied up the parents, and then, like a shadow, he abducted their young daughter. He blindfolded her, took her to a different location, and kept her there for several hours before releasing her, untouched but terrified. But this wouldn't be the last time he struck. The police had no leads. No one knew who this monster was or what he truly wanted. But one thing was clear, he was careful. He didn't leave behind fingerprints, and he made sure his face was concealed. The Ringwood case. Just a year later, on December 27, 1988, Mr. Cruel struck again. This time, his victim was 10-year-old Sharon Wills. She lived in the suburb of Ringwood. Late at night, he broke into her home, bound her parents, and abducted Sharon. For 18 hours, her family had no idea where she was. Then, out of nowhere, Mr. Cruel released her near a school. Her clothes changed and no sign of her being physically harmed. The psychological torment, however, was immense. Once again, Mr. Cruel left no trace, no clues. This case intensified the mystery surrounding him, but authorities couldn't connect the dots. Was there a pattern? And if so, what was his next move? The Canterbury case. On July 3, 1990, Mr. Cruel's reign of terror continued in Canterbury, where he abducted 13-year-old Nicola Linus. Just like the previous victims, her parents were tied up, and Nicola was taken away, blindfolded and terrified. She would spend 50 hours with her captor before being released. By this point, it was clear, Mr. Cruel was methodical, taking his time and planning his attacks with precision. He would leave his victims emotionally scarred, yet alive. The tragic case of Carmaine Chan. The most tragic of all Mr. Cruel's crimes occurred in 1991, when 13-year-old Carmaine Chan disappeared from her home in Templestowe. Mr. Cruel had grown even bolder. This time, he didn't release his victim. On April 13th, Carmaine was abducted from her home while her sisters were locked away in a wardrobe. A year later, her body was found in a landfill, and the case remained unsolved. The lack of evidence left police and the public grappling with questions. Why had Mr. Cruel killed Carmaine? Was there something more sinister behind his final act? Her tragic end marked a turning point. While the police doubled their efforts to catch the elusive criminal, Mr. Cruel's reign seemed to end as quietly as it began. The investigation in theory's Operation Spectrum, one of Australia's largest investigations, led authorities to question over 10,000 suspects. Yet, Mr. Cruel's true identity remains a mystery. Was he a well-known figure? A professional even? Some theorize he may have been a doctor, given his methodical approach and ability to control his victims with calm precision. Despite extensive efforts, Mr. Cruel was never caught. Who was he? Why did he do it? The answers are lost in the darkness, and for now, the legend of Mr. Cruel lives on as one of Australia's most terrifying unsolved mysteries. Is Mr. Cruel still out there, or did he simply vanish into the shadows? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to BadDreams for more true crime stories and unsolved mysteries. Stay curious, stay safe.